Hey fam, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to the channel. So you see the title. I really waited because I wanted to do this video, but I needed to see how it was going to unfold and if it was worth doing. And I wish that it wasn't worth doing, honestly, because it's just another thing to put a stake into. We're already dealing with food shortages, supply chain deliveries, not making it. Some stores are getting their deliveries now, and that's a plus. And we're going to talk about what I think why that is. So the title is Rationing of Diesel, or something like that is going to be the title. So y'all know my husband is a truck driver, and although his company, he's the owner operator, but the company he's leasing himself to, they haven't sent any emails out. However, I decided not to wait until they send something out and just to kind of keep checking. So what I've found is that in the next 1 to 2 weeks, more like 2 to 4 weeks, we will be seeing the shortages that are hitting the diesel. Right now, some truckers are already experiencing it. Is mainly on the Northeast. I have a video that will play, a few clips that will play when I'm done speaking, so please stay tuned for that as well. This is very concerning, you guys. The other day I went into the Sam's Club. I did a live, and thank you guys for coming in that live. They were unloading tons and tons of toilet paper, paper towels. I didn't see them unloading anything else. They still had a little shortage of water in there. And I was like, and I remember saying in that video, wow, it really feels like something is about to happen, but you don't know what. So I'm thinking, this is just my opinion. You can let me know what you think in the comments. I'm thinking they know something that we didn't know. That this shortage of diesel is going to impact their deliveries, and that they have been getting deliveries in for just a moment because they know if they're not getting the supplies in, they will not be able to meet the demand. I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't think anyone does right now. The reserves, or some of the reserves, are being sent to Europe. And yes, Russia and Ukraine war has a lot to do with that. I know a lot of us want to, not say us, but a lot of people want to say that everybody's always blaming Russia-Ukraine war. Well, that war reaches out and touches everyone in certain ways, whether it's from fertilizer on down to this fuel. So I don't know if it will affect us in our regular vehicles with gasoline or not, but who's to say it won't? Because this fuel is eventually going to be going down the Colonial Pipeline, and we all know what happened with the Colonial Pipeline and the cyber attack that happened, and it affected the people in the South with not being able to get gas. Well, this diesel shortage is expected to affect those of us in North Carolina on up. So if you have canisters where you can store fuel for your regular vehicle, you know, in a safe place, of course, then I would say go ahead and do that and just get ahead of whatever might happen, and use stabilizers in your fuel. I talked about that when we had the whole Colonial Pipeline going on as well. And you can go back to that video and see some of the tips and ideas that I had in that video. But we need to stay as far ahead of this as possible. This is going to affect so many people, especially owner operators. Some owner operators might end up having to they might end up unemployed or having to work for a company when, you know, they have their own business. I pray to God that that is not us. You know, I'm going to talk to my husband. We need to be setting more money aside than we have. We are really going to have to be on a stricter budget because we don't know what's going to happen. And that's a part of preparing and stocking up on food and other items for your household, your vehicles, or whatever. You don't know what's going to happen and how it's going to affect you. You have places that are flooding right now. China, the south side of China is flooding right now. They even had, where else is flooding? Africa. Somewhere in Africa is flooding. It's so many things. I can't even keep up with it. And I didn't write any notes. I just said, I'm just going to go straight off the dome and let you know, this is what's happening. And we have to try to prepare as best we can. And I hope that this video encourages you to pick up the pace with what you are doing. I definitely need to pick up the pace. And I definitely will be filling up my gas containers again, because we have used either all the fuel or most of the fuel that we have in our gas containers. But you can also buy a jerry can, which those are really expensive, but they're the metal cans and they're better than the plastic ones. And that's just to say if it affects us in our vehicles. But the concern now is that it is already affecting truck drivers who use diesel, because that's how we get our supplies, you guys. And it's going to affect so many other different areas. So I'm going to let you watch these clips. Leave me some comments down below. And again, I will try to stay on it as much as I can. But y'all, it's getting rough. It's getting rough. And it's going to pick back up. So you see your store stocking up. Go and get what you need now, while they have it, because obviously they know something's about to take place. They know they're not going to be getting those this summer and into fall. We are going to experience those empty shelves again. They're far and few and in between right now. But if this actually takes place and lasts longer than whatever they're hoping that it lasts, we could be in for one. We could be in for it. Stock up now. So you better believe we are going to feel this in our wallets and in our pocketbooks. So whenever you can catch a sale, try to do that. If that means going online and going to different stores before you go out and burn fuel, do that. Get your sales, buy one, get one free. Use your fuel perk cards. Like some stores have fuel perks and you can gas up and get, pennies off the dollar. Everything counts. Everything helps. Whatever tips and ideas you have, leave them in the comments below, because we need to help each other. Each one teach one, right?
We're really headed for a bad situation if we can't get this fixed.
Talking with truck drivers Thursday in Hagerstown, there is a real sense of worry over the possibility of diesel shortages.
As an older operator, he might have to stop driving at all, and he might have to go work for something else. We don't know. We might all be on unemployment.
According to several trade publications, diesel supplies on the East Coast are now the lowest in almost 20 years. The Pilot Flying J company confirmed for 11 News that there are supply issues right now in several markets they serve. Writing in a statement, quote, "We are aware of concerns over diesel supply in specific markets across the United States. We are closely monitoring the situation and strive to remain the most reliable network of travel centers for our customers." Just up I-81, same concerns from the Love's Truck Stop Company, telling us, quote, "Love's is monitoring the fluid situation on the East Coast. We have experienced minimal outages during low traffic hours. It is always our mission to keep diesel stocked to fulfill our customers' commitment to keeping drivers on the road."
If we don't have diesel, we can't run.
And experts say with diesel fuel now surpassing labor as the industry's #1 expense, fuel shortages could be devastating.
If it's giving them concern, then certainly it's giving us a lot of concerns about, the potential inability to purchase fuel, at the pump or rationing of fuel or anything that could occur.
They were out of diesel and gasoline. Richmond was out completely. Now it's at the travel centers of America.
Back at the Pilot, Larry Seacrest, who ironically delivers petroleum products, says he saw the shortages firsthand.
It is scary. It is scary. Something I just heard about the other day. I did know that there was a shortage coming, but didn't realize how bad it was until I experienced it last night.
So commerce will continue. However, these drivers tell us that something needs to give in order to lighten the load.
Why the Northeast is quietly running out of diesel. Diesel inventories on the East Coast are at record lows. Truckers are spooked by the vanishing stocks and soaring rates. The East Coast of the U.S. is reporting its lowest seasonal diesel inventory on record. And some trucking companies appear spooked. The East Coast typically stores around 62 million barrels of diesel during the month of May, according to Department of Energy data. But as of last Friday, that region of the U.S. is reporting under 52 million barrels. The sharp increase of diesel prices has been a major stressor in America's $800 billion trucking industry since the beginning of 2022. According to DOE figures, the price per gallon of diesel has reached record highs, a whopping $5.62 per gallon. It's even higher on the East Coast at $5.90, up 63% from the beginning of this year. When relief is coming isn't yet clear, and experts say higher prices are the only way to attract more diesel into the Northeast. More expensive diesel means the price of everything is liable to increase. Trucks, trains, barges, and the like consumed about 122 million gallons of diesel per day in 2020.
Day, another record high. According to AAA, today's national average now sits at $4.40 a gallon. Dallas and Fort Worth, you see the numbers, $4.18, $4.17 respectively. But diesel prices, they are more than $1 higher on average, and there are real concerns in some parts of the country right now about diesel shortages that could be just around the corner. Jason Allen asked some experts today if short supplies in the Northeast, for instance, could have an impact here.
The numbers on diesel pumps are pushing closer to a four-figure cost for trucks to fill up. And in the Northeast, totals are even higher, reaching California levels well above $6 a gallon, with concerns supplies now are getting tight.
To the degree that it's happening, it probably is going to be more localized in the Northeast.
Carr Ingham, an economist with the Texas Alliance of Energy Producers, agreed with transportation industry sources who told CBS 11 Texas is not seeing the same shortages. Moving oil into the Northeast tends to be more difficult, Ingham said, but drivers moving between the two regions will be watching it closely.
But I can almost assure you they're getting direct communication from the areas that are seeing shortages as to where those are and who that is specifically, and making any arrangements outside of that they need to ensure their return trips.
Donna Esparza said any fuel shortage and price hike is more likely to impact truck driver and company costs, which is passed on to the price you pay for items at stores. One transportation company owner described it to me as a symptom of a larger worldwide economy still trying to straighten itself out from a virus. And Ingham said there are signs consumers may be starting to feel the pinch in their wallets.